Welcome to part 19. This boot floor thing's getting a bit boring now, isn't it? It's doing my head in anyway. Well, so I'm down here again today. Gonna play around with a Mini. I've got a friend coming over, wants me to stitch an exhaust together for him or something, or for a motorbike. I think it's for a motorbike anyway. Oh no, it's not. No, I'll tell a lie. He wants me to change 2 tyres for him. Remember now, the motorbike was the other day. Anyway, it's beside the point. Yeah, I'm going to play around with a Mini again today. The dilemma I've got is the weather out here. It's kind of a bit dull and dismal, really. I hope it don't rain, because if it rains, that kind of stops play, because I've got this thing which leaks like a sieve. And of course, I don't really want it to get wet, and the reason why it leaks mainly is due to this bit of the windscreen. This is a piece of 10mm silicone hose that I've stuffed in the top there to try and stop it leaking, but it leaks through that gap there, which drops down onto the floor inside and starts filling up the floor. And then I've got the bit in the back which also leaks from behind the cab. So yeah, I don't really want it getting wet, really. So yeah, it's the Mini today. What we're going to do, right? Again, boot floor thing again. I am getting a bit bloody bored of this now, really. I wish I could just do a bit of a magic spell and get it done, really. I don't like it. Yeah, I think like I've said before, that bit there, don't really like how it sits down. It's not. I've got a bit of cardboard to show the floor bit of it as well. I don't know if that was in the last video or not, but yeah, not really happy with it. So the plan is hopefully come out a little bit and then down a bit, or curve it round, or even just come down at a sort of 45-degree angle down there, just to make it, you know, not stick out so much on the bottom of the rear valance. Because it's going to be pretty obvious there, and I don't really want it being that obvious. So I think what I'm going to start by doing is welding some uprights up here, just so it'll support the weight of the batteries, get the batteries physically in there, just to see what they look like, where I can, you know, maybe I'll be able to move it up a little bit more. Once I've got them in there, I can fiddle around with it a bit more, because at the moment it's just measurements, and measurements and me ain't too good. I'll measure something, weld it together, then it'll end up being about 2mm too small. So I'd rather stick something in there, you know, get the batteries in there and actually get the proper size of things. And yeah, I'm not very good when it comes to measuring things. I can measure all right, but like I say, when it comes to actually in the practice, things seem to shrink. That's what it is. Things shrink in the heat. Right, well, I'm going to stop this little bit of the video now, and I'm going to get this pickup truck out of here, put the Mini down a little bit. Let's see what I can do. Let's get these batteries in, I suppose. Have a look at this then. Hey, here we are inside here, look. Bet you wasn't expecting that, was you? Well, let's get this thing parked up. You can see me river out there as well. Bloody thing floods most of the time, so really funny. It's bright blue. Just looks funny on the screen, that's all. Right, well, let's get this thing up in the air. Oh, I can't drive with one hand, can I? Oh, can I? No, I can't. Steering's too heavy. No power steering. Right, back in a mo. Now, there is one thing I like about this truck. It's the way it comes crashing to the floor when you drop the suspension. A lot of people have like what they call slow down valves, so they sort of, you know, get to the floor really quietly and really smoothly. But I think the attention grabbing crash to the floor is pretty good, and that is what the Mini's going to do as well. So I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I like the back especially makes quite a bit of a noise, and as you can see, the old exhaust down there. I can get that touching the floor as well if I tip it to its side, so it's good. There we go. Right, let's crack on with this Mini 4 here. There we go. Oh, looks a bit skew-whiffed, doesn't it? But depends which angle you look at. Looking down that way, it does. But anyway, batteries are sort of mocked up in there. They are actually just sitting on an old scrap piece of wood at the moment, so they are sitting up higher than they normally would do, because as you can see, there's not enough clearance there for that rear battery terminal. The rest of them will miss, but it's just that one at the back. Well, I'm going to flip that battery, them batteries round anyway, so all the terminals will be at the front. So there we go. That's first views of the batteries in place. As I say, just mocked up, not in there properly, just resting on a bit of wood at the moment. Just wanted to see what they look like and have a bit of a measure up, and also work out how I'm going to hold them down. It's going to be another mystery. I've got a good idea for that though. So right, until the next little piece, let's carry on and see if I can get all this in metal. And then this is the progress. I'm a lot happier with the bit underneath now. Doesn't actually hang down as far. Oh, sorry, finger in the way. Yeah, it doesn't actually hang down as far now. I've taken it up about another 20mm. So that's all stainless steel plate underneath, 3mm thick. And then 4 pumps, 4 batteries, fuel tank. It's all getting very close now. So the only problem is that one battery terminal there. If I can get my phone low enough, there you go. It's pretty close. So I think just on that one battery terminal, I'm just going to use a regular battery terminal where the wire comes out the side, solder it all in, and that's going to link onto that one anyway for the output of 24 volt. So got that bit sussed really. They're all sitting in there really nicely. Fuel tank, I've just got to figure out a way of strapping that in. I do have a little idea for that, but it's all getting there. It's the boot's looking really full up now. I don't know if you saw, got this little swooped section. That's to allow me to get the fuel tank in. I don't know if I can show you with one hand, but to get the fuel tank, you need to push the bottom down into that little swooped piece. Need to push it further back. See, one hand, it's difficult. There we go. And then you can get the tank out. So that just scoops down in there. Obviously I've still got to do the rest of the back bit there, but you get the idea. So at least the fuel tank, excuse the noise, at least the fuel tank will be removable. Like I say, I've just got to figure out a way of strapping it all in. So springs up there, should come through the parcel shelf with the hoses. There we go, and that top pump's sitting up a little bit higher because I've got the bolts in the bottom of the pump. So, but you get the general picture, all in one place. And that stainless steel plate, if I can get it in the right place, there we go. It just sits about 10mm higher than the floor pan. So far, so good. Well pleased. What do you think? Leave me a comment. Tell me if I think I'm going to blow myself up. Go away in style, eh? That's the end of today's bit. I've still got to block in all this bit, and I've got to make enough room for the exhaust to run around there as well. This side, bit of like a patchwork quilt, but once all that's all blocked in, that'll all be smoothed off and looking nice. So yeah, that's the old stainless steel battery tray. It's all welded together with mild steel MIG, but doesn't really matter. It's not a question of it not wanting to rust. It's just a thick, strong material that if I do ground out, it's not going to puncture my batteries. Well, not if I ground out, when I ground out. So there you go. That's today's progress. So join us again for tomorrow, I think. Hopefully I'll be down here again tomorrow. Yeah, there's not much else to say really. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next episode.